Hey friend, today we're talking about ADHD and ADD and how I personally handle and live with it. Let's get into it. Hey, welcome to the Better Help Cooking Show. Today I'm going to be talking about how to manage ADHD or ADD because oh boy, do I have it. Squirrel, 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 hey squirrel, hey you squirrel. I'm cooking eggs, oatmeal, some coffee. It's pretty much my daily regimen for breakfast. Let's get into when I was diagnosed with ADHD. So I was diagnosed with ADHD in 2012 when my teachers essentially couldn't handle me being a pain in the ass anymore. And at first we thought it was ADD, and then I took the test. I did so well, they upgraded me to ADHD, which is just ADD in high definition, zing. And so it kind of gave me comfort in knowing that the way that I always thought is not the norm, and it's because of my brain and not just because I was a bad child. So I feel like if you're wondering about getting diagnosed, I feel like getting a diagnosis is very helpful for most people. So especially if you're a parent or something, I would say get your kid diagnosed. So I was diagnosed with ADHD and I immediately was put on meds. The med I was put on was called Concerta. Concerta made me feel like a zombie. It made me not eat. It like decreased my appetite, and I didn't like how I felt on it. So for the next month, I literally didn't take my medicine just because I guess I was so used to how my brain worked. Especially in the creative field where everything is always happening. This is basically what it feels like to be inside my head.
Let the dogs out. Does one a day men's really turn me into a man? Where are all my big lighters? I wish I knew where my big lighter was. No. Not the second one, no.
So if you're wondering what it feels like to have ADHD, that's basically it. So here's a couple things I've learned that's very important to managing your ADHD. One is structure. Structure is probably the most important thing because as someone with ADHD, your mind is all over the place. So in terms of exercising with structure, what I like to do is I like to take whatever's in my head. So if that is like, so I do magic, stand-up, YouTube, and my day job essentially. I take all of that, write it out, and then I try to section off times in the day to manage everything, or just give certain days to work on certain things. So it creates a structure. I also try to have a strict routine. So every morning what I do is I wake up, I go on a run, I eat a healthy breakfast now. I'm kind of all learning this right now, to be honest, as I'm going through life, and I realize that I need structure and I need routine to get through the day. It keeps your mind like straight and clear. I've actually been exercising a lot more, and that's been helping immensely. I feel like that and meditating, those both kind of just like clear my mind. Because running, I feel like is running is like the one thing that you can do to literally run away from all your problems. A little joke there, comedy. But I really think it's important to run and meditate daily. And sometimes a reverse meditation where you just let everything hit you all at once. All your thoughts, everything, just let it run wild instead of suppressing it. It just helps clear your mind of gunk. Now, if you have ADHD, your mind works completely differently. So something that you really can't skip out on is taking care of yourself. So every morning, take a shower, wash your face, eat a breakfast, make sure you're getting a proper amount of sleep at night. Try to get that 8 to 6 hours of sleep, because with ADD and ADHD, your mind is just so, like, it doesn't work as normal people's brains do. And like I've asked people and people are like, no, that's not even how my brain works. You just need to take care of your mind overall, because that is like it's your most important tool, one, and also it's already like wired differently, so you got to make sure that you're doing the things that you need to do to keep you on track, if that makes sense. probably the most important thing to remember is to take your time and not rush things, especially because our minds are going so fast. We think we can handle so much if you have ADHD or ADD that you really need to take a time, slow down, limit outside distractions. So don't do multiple things at once. Close out your laptop. Like, our minds are very easily to be able to bounce over everywhere. So turn your phone off if you're studying. Trying to think of other things. Don't try to do multiple things at once because you'll probably end up messing it up. Like, example. That's just a little brief example for you. So I think it's super important to make sure you limit as many distractions as you can. Okay, well, my breakfast is done. So yes, that's pretty much how I've come to terms and how I handle most of my ADHD tendencies, is just really embracing it and accepting that I have it. I think that's one of the most important things. So let me know in the comment section down below if you have ADHD or ADD, or you think you do. Hopefully some of these tips help you. Let me know what you do to keep your mind on track, because I'm still learning every day, honestly, because I'm still going through life. I'm 22. I don't know much of anything, and so I'm just trying to help as many people as I can as I learn these things by myself. Oh, and it tastes really good too. Jeez.